Hey everyone, it's Cornelia with Pop Fusion TV, and we are so excited to be speaking with Ashley Darby today from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Ashley, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
Oh, I'm great, babe. Thank you. I'm just doing some last minute baby shopping, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, yay! Yes, speaking of baby, it's Gemini season. You just had a birthday. Tell us about, your fabulous birthday party and baby shower. How was that?
Yeah, it was absolutely fabulous. I thought there would be no better way to celebrate such a momentous occasion like having baby D than to also celebrate my birthday because it was also a commemoration to my own mom. It's like it's a special thing to be able to have this nice party and have everyone be celebrating this baby, and at the same time for me to remember that my mom was actually going through the same thing 31 years ago that I'm going through right now. So it was a really touching moment for me.
Yeah, it's a very special occasion. And so we've seen you try out holistic methods to try to get pregnant on the season. What else can we expect to see as far as your baby and pregnancy journey on the show?
Well, the show actually filmed during the most pivotal time of our conception journey, of our parenthood journey. So we filmed quite a bit. I'm not sure exactly what will all be covered, but I definitely took a holistic Eastern medicine approach to trying to conceive because when I previously had my miscarriage, I was told that it was because the baby wasn't really the eggs were not actually embedding themselves into my uterus. So I decided to take the Eastern medicine approach and really prime my body for the process. And, thankfully I did conceive. It was such a blessing, a surprise when it happened, but an incredible blessing.
Yes, and so now you're going to have a beautiful baby boy. What part of motherhood are you most excited about?
um, really, all of it. It's so crazy to say, but I was actually talking to Giselle about it the other day, and she said the smell of a young baby, a new baby, is the most intoxicating smell. So I'm looking forward to being able to like sniff the baby's neck, and just like knowing that this being grew inside of me for 9 months, and now we get to actually experience life together on the outside. And it's like it's a bond that I, I didn't really comprehend the severity and the significance of this bond, but it's very deep. It's very deep.
Yes, I'm sure it's going to be such a wonderful, experience for you, especially this being your first one.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, you're on season 4 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. How do you feel about that? Did you feel that people had this expectation of the show even lasting this long?
It's so interesting you ask that because the precedent that had been set for Real Housewives of DC, for example, it didn't last very long, unfortunately. So there really wasn't a lot of hope for us, and people were really like kind of just expecting our show to not do well. And so it did put up a little bit of a challenge for us, but the reality is we are a group of very interesting women, I must say. Each of the ladies who I'm on this cast with, on this journey with, are very interesting. And it's been it's been a great journey. There have been a lot of highs and lows, but quite frankly, I've enjoyed it immensely. And I feel really privileged that I get to keep doing it, and hopefully we get more seasons to come.
Yes. So, you're on a reality TV show. Your life is in the spotlight, basically. How do you feel like your relationships have changed from the beginning of the season to now?
Do you mean with my castmates?
Yes.
Well, I think that naturally all relationships go through some sort of like it's just a roller coaster. And so um as we are continuing to learn more about each other and as all of our lives evolve separately, and then when we come together, we're almost different people experiencing all different things, whether it's, Karen losing her parents, unfortunately, Monique having her baby, me trying to get pregnant, Giselle, going through her life and dating again. So we're all going through our own journeys, and it's like we we learn to respect each other and to support each other, but inevitably we will bump heads occasionally. We have very strong and different personalities, and it happens sometimes.
Yeah, so you guys all bring your own, personal experiences to the table.
Yeah, I think it's hard not to because the show really, people always ask me, is Real Housewives scripted? And the answer is definitely no, because this is really my life. Everything that I'm going through personally is really my life. No one can script that for me. No one can tell me what to do or say. And that is very accurate. It's a very accurate portrayal of what we're all going through in our individual journeys.
Yeah. And speaking of your life, you are a former beauty queen and pageant contestant. Being a role model for the community, can you share with us how you're using your platform to give back to the community?
I was so blessed to be Miss DC and to participate in the Miss America organization because it's really where it was the most transformative year of my entire life, without a doubt. And it's where I first learned about service and I first learned about giving back to the community. So when I was Miss DC, my platform was about youth entrepreneurship. It was making sense, the next generation of business owners. So I've tried to continue in that vein. I really do believe in supporting young people in the next generation, and that's where I've been concentrating my efforts. I am a yoga instructor. I have an inspirational athletic wear line called Zen Gem that's coming out, and I also teach yoga to kids in inner city communities, and I also work with disabled kids for Dreams for Kids, which is an incredible organization. So I just really want to reinvest and use this platform to help the next generation because they really are our future. This baby inside of me, he's the future too.
Exactly. And so because you are an expecting mother, you own your own businesses, you have your restaurant, like you said, you're a yoga instructor, you're giving back to the community. How do you plan on balancing entrepreneurship and motherhood? And do you have any advice for the younger listening that may want to start their own business?
That's a really good question, babe, and I don't quite have a concrete answer for that one yet. To be completely honest with you, I really am going to have to figure it out a little bit as I go, because even when I first got pregnant, I didn't really understand the magnitude of pregnancy. I didn't really know how much your hormones were affected, how much your perceptions and feelings were affected, because people only see you going through a physical change, but they don't really know what you're going through internally. So I couldn't even really anticipate how pregnancy would affect my life the way it has so far. So even thinking about the fourth trimester when the baby comes out, I'm up in the air, and I'm actually a little bit nervous myself as to how I'm going to balance everything and at the same time still give the right level of commitment and dedication to everything, including my marriage, my family, my baby, my business, myself. There are so many other things to think about now. But I will say that the biggest thing I've been blessed to have is a good support system. And it has not been easy to get a good support system. Obviously, there are people who don't have the best intentions for you. So you kind of have to kiss a few frogs in order to find your prince and princesses, even in a friendship capacity. So I just have such great friends who are there for me. They just give me the best support. I can bounce ideas off of them. And that's been really helpful for me to build my business. And, my husband being a great businessman, and then a lot of my friends also having just great ideas and being willing to share them with me has been so pivotal in me to develop Zen Gem and also continue the other businesses that I'm a part of.
Yeah, I feel like a very strong support system is always a great foundation to, always succeed in your life.
Yeah, and it doesn't get enough credit. We live in a society that tends to be very individualistic, like it seems to be like you have to do it all yourself. And that's really not the answer. Humans are very communal creatures. Like, we are made to be in communities. We're made to communicate. So it's okay to need to talk and to need to vent and to essentially ask for support. That is okay. And it should be more encouraged, I think.
Yes, I feel like that's one of the things we need to do, like within our community, is let people know it's okay to, ask for help or talk about your feelings. I feel like we don't do that enough.
Totally right. I totally agree. And, my husband is a little bit older. Michael is from a different generation where feelings weren't really something that was really talked about. And so even he's learning how to open himself up more. He's learning how to be more vulnerable and understand that it's okay to admit when something's not feeling right inside and to actually ask other people to help you along the way. So he's done a lot of growth too. And I'm thinking that this pregnancy also has helped him in that capacity. But it's just been such a
Yes.
blessing.
Yes. A baby always, changes you for the better, I think.
I totally agree. I mean, it's just the best feeling to know that there's just a little person who's going to be dependent upon you and who's going to challenge me. I'm looking forward to even the challenges that come along with pregnancy and with parenthood, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, is there any upcoming projects that you have or anything that we can expect to see from you, in the upcoming months or in the new season?
Yes. Well, I will be on maternity leave, but that doesn't mean that I'm disappearing. I will still be doing my Zen Gem brand. We're actually launching on July 1st. I'm doing a web series called The Gem Den, where I sit down with just really inspirational and motivational people in the community who are helping in different facets. So one of my guests is a holistic doula. Another one is a young woman who started a business in her early 20s and has built an incredibly successful company. I also spoke with a young woman who, she's one of my Miss DC sisters, but she works to teach dance to inner city young women who don't really have the resources or the support system, and she gives it to them through dance. So, and Michael is also one of my guests, so I got to talk to him about his life journey and bouncing back from the recession of 2008 and his outlook on life. So I'm really excited about that. I put a lot of work into that. It's my baby. I'm really excited about it. And it will be launching on July the 1st.
Yeah, so you have so many amazing things coming up in this new year.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, honestly, I see all those other things and they're in the peripheral, but my main focus and in my direct line of sight is most definitely becoming a mom and working through. I would like to try and have a natural birth. So there are a lot of things that I'm thinking about and that are churning through my brain. And parenthood is just definitely at the forefront.
Yes, it's so exciting. Well, thank you again so much for taking this time to speak with us. And we definitely cannot wait for everyone to hear this and, be inspired by your story and your life and, your upcoming successes and businesses.
Thank you. And I appreciate you giving me the platform. I really do. It's been great chatting with you.
Of course. Well, guys, it's Cornelia again with Pop Fusion, and we will see you next time.